Hello, here's what you need to know for Friday, June 22. Indigenous communities assured that they will receive their firearm licenses in July. Cumberland and Cane Grove now have ICT hubs. Cabinet looking at options following recent hike in fuel prices. Hundreds receive free hearing aids through Starkey Foundation. And we will also tell you the details on how single-use plastics are harming our environment. We begin tonight's Info Hub with news that President David Granger has declared Monday, June 25, as a National Day of Mourning, as a solemn memorial to the victims of the piracy attack off the coast of Suriname. He has ordered that flags be flown at half-staff at ministries and state agencies to demonstrate solidarity with the families. Please note that this is not a national holiday. Now for other news, Minister of Indigenous Peoples Affairs Sidney Alicock has assured residents of Indigenous communities in Region 7 that they will receive their firearms and licenses at the end of July. Details from Alexis Rodney.
In April of this year, a team headed by Public Security Minister Kemraj Ramjatan and including Minister Alicock was set to deliver license and firearms to several communities in Region 7. However, adverse weather conditions forced a postponement. Speaking to InfoHub on Wednesday, Minister Alicock said the postponement might have been a blessing in disguise.
The postponement, well, of course, the rains, I think it didn't happen by accident, because to take in just the license or the permits without the firearm was not, I think, the best thing to do. But we wanted to satisfy the persons there by taking it in along with the nine firearms that were serviceable.
He said the postponement has also given the ministry an opportunity to access more firearms for the residents and for them to get their money.
The feedback is it has given all the persons to get firearm the opportunity to get their money ready. Yes, so we are on it, and I got good word that the end of July would be the time when the shipment would be in here.
In April, the team was scheduled to meet with residents of 11 indigenous communities at Chinaweng, Philippi, and Camarang. In addition to the firearms, they were also taking along 121 permits to distribute to the residents. However, weather reports coming out of the region advised against the trip. Reporting for InfoHub, Alexis Rodney.
Guy Energy, which is seeking to develop an oil refinery in Guyana, is seeking local investors. Here are the details.
CEO of Guy Energy, Vidya Durga, says the refinery is being targeted for a startup in time with the first oil in 2020. The refinery, which is proposed for Region 10, will also seek to provide cheaper energy.
This is the ultimate goal, is to make Guyana the net energy and net development exporter of CARICOM. So we can develop and provide energy for our surrounding region here on shore. And then for the rest of CARICOM in the region, we can develop out their energy infrastructures, whether that be sustainable or conventional.
Director of Guy Energy, Dr. Turhain Durga, noted that the private sector must take initiative to generate capital projects to benefit from Guyana's oil producer status.
I think the policy of the government is right. The government should govern and leave business to the private sector. They saying it too. You understand? So as they say it, let us take that and do what is expected from us, from the private sector. You understand? There's enough opportunities in the oil industry.
The modular refinery will begin producing 15,000 barrels per day and eventually increase to 30,000 barrels per day. The refinery is designed to transition into the renewable energy market with minimal loss to investors. The refinery will also seek to supply a majority of its energy to the resuscitation of alumina product in Guyana. Cynical Thorne, InfoHub.
Cumberland and Cane Grove residents are now benefiting from free internet access. This follows the recent commissioning of 2 new information and communication technology hubs. Stacey Carmichael tells us more.
Minister of Public Telecommunications Catherine Hughes encouraged young people to take advantage of the opportunities that are available through information communication technology.
Here is a space that you can come to and use the internet, do your research, prepare your SBA, and if you need to email it to CXC or CSEC or whoever, you have that facility right there.
Minister Hughes was speaking at the opening of the ICT Hub in Cumberland, East Berbice, Quarantine, Region 6. Director of Community Development and Social Management, National Data Management Authority, Philip Walcott, thanked the Rotary Club of New Amsterdam for funding the hub's construction.
We are constantly looking to work in communities and establish partnerships with communities, community groups, RDCs, NDCs, CDCs, village groups, and various non-governmental organizations as we forge ahead our mandate.
The Cumberland ICT Hub is housed at the office of the Ordance Fortland Neighborhood Democratic Council and is furnished with 20 laptops. Over at the Cane Grove ICT Hub, Minister Hughes said the success of the youth depends on how well they utilize the facility. The Cane Grove ICT Hub is housed at the Craft Center and is furnished with 14 laptops.
With senior videographer Kenyan Bacchus reporting from Cane Grove, Stacey Carmichael for InfoHub.
Thanks for staying with us. The Guyana Livestock Development Authority has introduced apiculture to several hinterland communities as it continues to push hinterland agricultural development and self-sufficiency in apicultural products. InfoHub spoke with Chief Executive Officer of the GLDA, Nigel Cumberbatch.
Our program wants to introduce the rearing of bees in a number of hinterland communities, as well as the hinterland schools, so that when the children should have graduated from those schools, they can look at bees and the rearing of bees as an economic activity.
Regions 1, 7, 8, and 9 will benefit from the Economic Initiative's introduction. So far, GLDA has released a colony of bees into a hive at Madhya. Cumberbatch added that protective gear and other equipment have been distributed in some communities.
We would have started in Madhya Region 8. We would have done some training in St. Ignatius in region 9. And those are the two communities that we would have started with first in our quest to take the whole business of apiculture.
According to Cumberbatch, Guyana imports approximately 80,000 United States dollars worth of honey and other agricultural products annually. For InfoHub, Stefan Gabriel.
Cabinet has discussed increased fuel prices and is considering the available options. This is according to Finance Minister Winston Jordan, who we spoke with recently.
The issue about price increases for minibuses is also engaging the attention of the Cabinet. Only last Tuesday at Cabinet, this matter was raised. And so we will have to find creative solutions to the problem of rising fuel prices. I understand, though, that in the past week or so, prices have trended downwards. I believe prices had fallen back to around about $60-something a barrel from the high 70-something.
In addition, Minister Jordan said that while the previous administration was able to forego taxes to maintain fuel prices in the past, the conditions were different since the Petro-Carib agreement allowed for only a small percentage of the purchase price to be paid and the rest rolled over to be paid later.
At any one time, the last government didn't have to face the proposition that we have right now, which is we have to find 100% of the cost of the fuel and pay for it immediately. Yeah? When you have an arrangement like the Petro-Carib, it doesn't affect your balance of payment significantly.
In September 2017, world market prices for fuel increased due to the hurricane conditions in the southern hemisphere. This resulted in Guy Oil adjusting the prices in gasoline, diesel, and kerosene. Again in February of this year, Guy Oil adjusted its prices upwards. Guy Oil currently sells gasoline for approximately $220 per litre. For InfoHub, Stefan Gabriel.
Hundreds of hearing-impaired persons received free custom-made hearing aids as part of the second phase of the Starkey Hearing Foundation's Guyana Hearing Mission Initiative.
During the first outreach in March, over 500 persons received free screening and impressions. This time around, those persons received a free pair of custom-made hearing aids. The two distribution and fitting exercises were held at the Hugo Chavez Center in Anveracht, Region 5, and at the National Exhibition Center, Georgetown. Minister within the Ministry of Public Health, Dr. Karen Cummings, was at the first distribution exercise at the Hugo Chavez Center.
The people of Guyana and the government are grateful for the Starkey Foundation mission. They continue to be engaged in helping us with hearing solutions for the hearing impaired. And we know that it's going to benefit all Guyanese, especially those who are at risk for hearing impairment.
One of the volunteers, who was also one of the first to receive hearing aids from the foundation in 2016, told InfoHub that her life has improved significantly.
So since I got this one from the Starkey Hearing Foundation, I hear better than the last time. And I just want to say thanks Starkey for coming to Guyana and sharing the hearing aid and so on. And I love helping others.
At the National Exhibition Center in Georgetown, 300 persons received their custom-made hearing aids, whilst 100 walk-ins received screening for their own hearing aid. Reporting for InfoHub, Alexis Rodney.
The government is spending millions to upgrade the Bina Hill Youth Learning Center at Anai in Region 9. The center, which is used to train indigenous youths, is the lone residential tertiary institution in the hinterland. Seneca Thorne has that report.
2 dormitories are being constructed at a cost of $70 million, as well as a teacher's quarter for $7.7 million. These are expected to be completed in July. Other projects include the construction of a chicken coop, $2.5 million, a water trestle, $8 million, rehabilitation of the main building at a cost of $3.8 million, and the construction of a sanitary block, $3 million. Minister Sidney Alicock explained that the aim is to bring the institution in line with other recognized tertiary institutions in Guyana.
I look forward for this institution within the next 20 years to be giving out money rather than continue to receive. And that is the aim of this project. But we have to get everything in order. And the government, the ministry is behind the institution, behind the people here. Let us not take on all these negative things that you hear. Let us be positive.
Additionally, a $130 million Green Enterprise Center is being constructed at the center. The 2-story concrete and wooden structure will comprise modern computer and science laboratory and a large auditorium and lecture room. In 2016, the government allocated $46 million in remedial works at the institution and the development of the curriculum. The center, established in 2001, offers training in the area of natural resources management, forestry, wildlife management, agriculture, tourism, business studies, life and traditional skills, basic computer skills, and mathematics and English language. Seneca Thorne, InfoHub.
And in our final report, Stacey is back and tells us of the harmful effects of single-use plastics.
Ever wondered what happens to those black plastic bags, colored plastic bags, plastic straws, plastic bottles, and other plastic utensils you throw away? Most of them end up right here at the Higgs-Bosch landfill site. I wonder how old this one is. It could have been dumped here several months ago. But plastics take thousands of years to break down. While single-use plastics are convenient, they contain harmful chemicals that seep into the water that you and I consume and can pose health risks. Here now is Director Solid Waste Management, the Mayor and City Council, Walter Narine.
Although we bury garbage here, we don't burn. We bury the garbage here. It leaches after totally breaking down into the groundwater, right? And that groundwater gets into the drain, the surface drains, or into our water table, and we drink it, we consume that.
Guyana is going green. The manufacture, sale, and use of single-use plastics will be banned.
Small country like Guyana, we have to start safeguarding our environment, play our part, and the government of Guyana is going towards a green initiative, green economy, and this is one way, and that's why I'm saying the president is very passionate about this potential ban, right? Because he also saw that there is no benefit to the environment. We'd continue to destroy the environment, and we cannot promote the green agenda and have plastics in our systems.
We must do our part to save the environment. Use alternatives to plastics, bamboo utensils, cloth bags, and even take a reusable cup to work. From Higgs Bosch landfill site with senior videographer Kenny Ann Bacchus, Stacey Carmichael for InfoHub.
Thank you, Stacey. Here now are your bridge and weather reports. And before we go, here's your weekly World Cup roundup and a schedule for the weekend. Enjoy the games. Goodbye.